careful.
Constantly.
Yeah. I mean, whether it's, to a child scrambling up the playground or maybe even just holding a glass of water,
Mm-hmm.
it's almost second nature for so many of us, isn't it?
It really is.
And we're coming from a good place, right? A
Yeah.
place of love, wanting to protect them.
Absolutely.
But, and this is what we're diving into, what if that incredibly common, like really well-intentioned phrase, what if it's actually sending a different message, something we don't intend?
Right.
So, this deep dive, this is our mission today. Let's unpack the hidden impacts of be careful and discover some more empowering ways to talk to kids based on the great sources you shared with us.
But what's really fascinating here, and I think what you're going to find super useful from this deep dive, is seeing how just a small kind of deliberate shift in language,
Yeah.
it can have this huge impact on the children you're guiding. We're talking practical, like actionable insights you can use immediately to really foster confidence and independence. It's kind of a shortcut to getting clued in on this.
That sounds great. And it's true, we start from that place of genuine concern that be careful really does come from wanting to shield them, keep them safe.
Of course.
That's why it just rolls off the tongue so easily for parents, caregivers, really anyone.
But here's where the research you pulled together shows, well, a hidden problem.
Okay.
While the intention is protective, that vague phrase, be careful, it can actually create confusion, even fear sometimes in a child's mind.
Fear, really?
Yeah. It can make them sort of uncertain about their own abilities, and it can genuinely hold back their natural drive for independence. Think about it. We just say, be careful. But what a child often hears, or that their brain registers, isn't useful instruction. It's more like a general threat signal.
Like an alarm bell.
Exactly.
Yeah.
An alarm going off, but without telling them what the danger is or what to do about it.
Right. No action plan.
Precisely. And that can sort of paralyze them with uncertainty. And as the material suggests, it can lead them to internalize this doubt about what they can actually handle.
Wow. So it's not just a phrase, it actually affects their confidence.
It does. This vague warning, it leads to hesitation, reduced self-confidence. And that ultimately affects their willingness to explore, to try new things, which is so important for their development.
Okay.
It's not just about feeling good. It's about building their actual self-efficacy, that core belief that I can handle this.
That hidden problem really makes you think. So if our good intentions, our instincts, are maybe creating hesitation, what is the positive alternative? What do kids really need from us in those moments?
That's the key question, isn't it? And the answer that comes through really clearly is children need specific guidance.
Specific.
Yeah, and encouragement to explore safely. The sources really emphasize that giving specific instructions is what actually empowers kids. It helps them build confidence and make informed choices themselves.
Okay, so less vague warnings, more actionable advice.
Exactly. This is what some call mindful language. It's language that isn't just about warning them off something, but about giving them information they can actually use.
Being more intentional with our words.
Right, which fosters not just safety, but also their independence and, importantly, their critical thinking. Using positive, specific language, it makes a huge difference to how kids see themselves and their own abilities.
Right.
It encourages them to make safer choices and to actually trust their own judgment more.
Okay, I get the problem, I get the goal. But the real power, like you said, is in the practical stuff. So what are some of those actual replacements? What can we start saying, like, right now?
Yeah, this is the good part. Instead of just be careful, the sources give us some brilliant, really actionable phrases. Things like,
Give me some examples.
okay, how about, do you feel stable?
Ah, putting it back on them.
Exactly. It gets them to check in with their own body, assess their balance. Or something simple like, use both hands.
Clear instruction.
Yep. Better control, better safety. Or watch your step.
Okay, focusing their attention.
Makes them mindful of where they're putting their feet. Then there's look ahead.
Right, focus on the path.
Encourages them to see where they're going, not just down at their toes. Stay focused.
A reminder for concentration.
Yeah, just a clear prompt to keep their mind on the task. And maybe most importantly sometimes, just ask for help.
Oh, that's a big one. Normalizing asking for help.
Totally. It fosters that open communication, shows them it's okay, it's smart even to seek assistance. That's a life skill right there.
And the material you found goes even deeper, right? It breaks down specific situations.
It does, yeah. It's super practical. Like giving you a mini script for different scenarios.
Okay, let's hear some. Like climbing. That's a classic be careful moment.
Totally. So for climbing safely instead of the usual, You could try hold the bars tight.
Specific action.
Right. Builds confidence because it's concrete.
Mm-hmm.
Reinforces awareness of their grip. Or one step at a time.
Encourages focus, breaks it down.
Precisely. Careful, focused progress. Makes a big task feel manageable. And again, ask for help. Always good to remind them that's an option, trusting them to know when they need it.
Okay, what about riding a bike? Another nerve-wracker?
Oh, yeah. For riding a bike, stay focused.
Keep eyes on the path.
Yep. Look ahead, anticipate, or keep steady.
Reminds them about balance.
Yeah, like keep your balance, feet on the pedals. It's a specific physical cue, and, you guessed it, ask for help.
Still important there, too.
Absolutely. It's always okay to ask.
Yeah.
Whether it's for balance, direction, whatever.
Okay, scissors. That's another one.
Definitely. For using scissors, point the scissors down.
Simple safety rule. Very direct.
Can avoid accidents.
Also, hand placement.
Making them aware of their fingers.
Keep fingers out of the way. Spatial safety. And encouraging supervised practice.
Builds confidence with guidance.
Yeah. Shows them it's a skill they can learn safely.
Okay, one more. Maybe something every day, like pouring juice or water.
Good one. For balancing and pouring, hold it steady. Maybe suggesting both hands.
Often, yeah. Use both hands for better control, stability. Also, take your time.
Remove the pressure.
Right. No need to rush. Encourages precision and stay focused.
Paying attention to where the liquid's going.
Exactly. Teaches a kind of mindfulness even in simple tasks.
That is incredibly practical. Okay, so zooming out again, what does this all add up to? How do these specific phrases lead to bigger, like, long-term benefits for kids beyond just not tripping right now?
Well, it's actually a pretty profound shift long term. When kids consistently get these specific instructions instead of vague warnings, it changes how they approach challenges fundamentally.
How so?
They start making safer decisions, not because they're vaguely scared, but because they feel like they actually have tools, a clear mental toolkit.
Empowered, not just inhibited.
Exactly. It fosters genuine self-reliance. And it instills this sense of bravery, actually, in tackling new things.
That makes sense.
And this mindful language. It also really deepens the connection, the bond between the parent or caregiver and the child. Because the communication is clear, it's trust building.
Right.
It encourages kids to make safer decisions on their own. Not just because you barked, be careful, but because they actually understand the how and the why of being safe in that situation.
It sounds like it also helps us, the adults, avoid some common, well, parenting traps, maybe.
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
The research points out how easily and unconsciously we can fall into habits of overprotection or using overly controlling language.
Can you give an example, like the overprotection trap?
Sure. Think about maybe always holding their hand super tight across every single curb, even when they're perfectly capable.
Okay.
We mean well, but we might subtly be preventing them from practicing how to judge uneven ground for themselves.
Ah, right. We take away the learning opportunity.
Exactly. And the material you looked at really underscores how shifting our language helps us break free from those habits.
Yeah.
It fosters real independence. It really highlights what we could call the role of trust.
Trusting the child more.
Yes. Building that trust allows kids to explore their world safely but also independently. It builds resilience.
Yeah.
It encourages them to take safe, calculated risks and actually learn from experiences knowing they have guidance, but they're not being constantly stifled.
So it boils down to coaching, not controlling.
That's a perfect way to put it. Coach, not control. By just shifting our language, we help kids build real confidence and resilience for all their everyday adventures.
Wow. That really is such a powerful takeaway from this deep dive. You don't need to, like, micromanage every move.
Yeah.
You just need to guide them. Guide with love, sure, but also with clear, empowering language.
And, this actually raises a bigger question, maybe something to think about. If this specific empowering language works so well to build confidence and self-reliance in kids, what might that mean for how we could reevaluate our communication in other parts of our lives?
You mean beyond just talking to children?
Yeah. How could we use language to foster independence and trust, not just in kids, but maybe in ourselves or, colleagues, partners, anyone around us?
That's a really interesting thought to leave everyone with, applying this beyond just parenting. What stands out to you from our deep dive today?